Good Morning ASEAN. Freshen up your world, your thought, and your idea with us every weekday from 7:30 to 8 a.m. I'm Patsurang Desha Puttarangsi.
And Rina Jongbrasidin. Is Wednesday, the 27th of March. What do we have of our lead story, Kun Patsurang?
The latest development, Kun Vina, of one-of-a-kind dispute in the ASEAN region, of course, between Thailand and Cambodia, is concerned the Pro-Wihei temple and its vicinity. Of course, it's contentious territory dispute. Well, of course, both countries, their authorities are extremely preparing their own oral statements that will go before the International Court of Justice this April. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra actually discussed yesterday with the authorities at Government House that they will prepare this statement this Friday with the National Security Council, and it will request a cabinet approval this Sunday.
Yes, and Thai Foreign Minister Kun Surapong Tawichakchaikul actually said that hopes that the court will maintain the same territory status around Pro-Wihei temple as it was in 1962. And he said that's because Thailand and Cambodia plan to jointly develop the area, such as in terms of the tourism between Cambodia and Thailand.
I see. Yeah, but for Cambodia's side, Cambodia believes that International Court of Justice will give justice to the country over a disputed border territory. Well, spokesman for Cambodian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Khoi Kwang, said that what Cambodia needs is justice. When the court gives justice to Cambodia, he thinks that it is also justice to the other side, to Thailand, of course. They don't want the other's property, and they don't want to lose their legal asset to the other, quoting Mr. Khoi Kwang. And he also added that Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Hornam Hong will lead a working group comprised of border officials and legal experts to attend the oral hearing next month in The Hague, the Netherlands, from April 15th to 19th. Mr. Khoi Kwang concluded that for Cambodia, they have already prepared themselves for this legal battle.
And still on Cambodia, the Prime Minister Hun Sen has actually said that there will be another discussion about the increase of minimum wages for its factory workers. Hun Sen said around 500,000 to 600,000 people are working in garment sector, and the minimum wage has been increased to $80 while it was only between $30 to $40 before. He said we will continue discussions involving the three partners to talk about minimum wage issues in our garment sector. He also said because of the recent continuous wage increases, workers could save some money to send back to their parents in their hometowns. With the minimum wage increased to $80, workers can still be able to get bonuses on top of that. Shia Moni, the president of the Free Trade Union of Workers of Cambodia, has recently asked Hun Sen to increase the salary of garment and footwear workers to $100 per month. He wanted $100 a month in order to promote and support the livelihoods of workers and the quality of their labor.
And also, we have the latest incident happening in the South China Sea, the disputed maritime dispute. China actually defends the action of Chinese vessel firing upon a Vietnam trawler off the Paracel Islands in the South China Sea. Well, long-running tensions between the countries over the South China Sea have again flared up, with the Vietnam government yesterday accusing a Chinese vessel of firing upon a fishing boat and setting it on fire. Vietnam described the action as very serious and lodged a formal complaint with the Chinese embassy in Hanoi. The boat was in the waters off the Paracel Islands, which are claimed by both countries. Hanoi has called on China to punish those responsible and pay reparations to the fishermen. Any such move, however, remains unlikely, judging by China's response on Tuesday. The Foreign Ministry said it was necessary and legitimate for China to take action, but denied that the fishing boat had been damaged or set on fire.
And we continue our regional DBS economic forecast series, and this time it's on Thailand. 2013 looks to be another strong year for Thailand, with a forecast growth of 5%, according to a report by Singapore-based bank DBS. The drivers for domestic demand, such as a hike in minimum wages countrywide in January, low interest rates, and the rice pledging scheme, are still largely in place. Thailand's full-year GDP growth of 2012 hit 6.4%, making the Thai economy the second fastest in Southeast Asia, behind the Philippines and ahead of Indonesia. Favorable conditions last year, including low interest rates, low inflation, and a hike in minimum wages, have encouraged consumer spending, especially in durable goods. While last year's policy rate stood at 3%, this year's looks to stand at 2.75%. This graph shows Thailand's policy rates from 2007 to 2013, when the country climbed its highest at 4.75% in 2007 and its lowest of 1.75% in 2009. With momentum in the domestic economy still strong, DBS said Thailand's inflation levels are going to creep up from current low levels from 3% in 2012 to 3.6% in 2013. Lower policy rates will also add to inflationary pressures. In January, the country's core inflation stood at 1.6%, while headline inflation was 3.2%. Such difference can be explained by the adjustment of electricity prices and higher food prices. However, low core inflation rate cannot be sustained in light of the strengthening economy. Although Thailand has relatively low interest rates, this has not slowed down inflows over the past several quarters. The Thai baht is continuously appreciating against the US dollar. The baht strength is becoming a source of concerns for exporters, as it is wearing down Thailand's export competitiveness. There have been calls for the Bank of Thailand to lower the policy rate to discourage inflows. Yet the interest rate differential is not the only factor affecting flows. The DBS report said a lower policy rate would not necessarily lead to a weaker baht. Instead, the Bank of Thailand would risk a further buildup in asset prices and inflation.
In Myanmar Focus Daily today, Kun Onrui is still in Yangon. She will introduce another golden economic opportunity for auto parts seller.
If we travel to Yangon, the former capital city of Myanmar, traffic there is more congested than in the past. One main reason is that more cars are being purchased as the government lower import taxes for cars, especially second-hand cars. With higher car demand, it is a window opportunity for businesses such as auto parts or car maintenance. In Myanmar Focus Daily today, we have an opportunity to talk to a Thai car battery import and export dealer who has just exported his products into Myanmar. Sang Pha Lithium Battery Company is a good example of Thai car battery import-export dealer, which last year took a risk to enter a regional market by choosing Myanmar as a first regional destination.
ที่เข้าไปในพม่านะครับเริ่มต้นจากได้รับข้อมูลเรื่อง AEC ตลาดจะเปิดแต่พี่มองว่าประเทศเราไม่ใช่แค่จะปรับตัวเพื่อรอตั้งรับแต่ประเทศเราควรที่จะออกไปเปิดออกไปบุกมากกว่า
He started to explore Myanmar market by traveling to major cities by himself, observing other battery brands and type of batteries available in the market, as well as customer preference and comparing with his products. He suggested that in opening up the market, a business person has to make one's own direction. The technique for the company is to drive around a main city and ask about the sale volume and customer rate of each shop. The senior manager said he directly talked to an owner of a shop there, presented his products, and waited to see whether a local shop owner was interested or not.
ไปเซอร์เวย์เองเลยครับ
ไปเซอร์เวย์ก็คือเดินเข้าไปถามเจ้าของร้านเองเลย
คือขับรถวนดูไม่ได้ขับรถนั่งรถวนไปขับไม่ได้นั่งดูไปเรื่อยๆครับไปตามถนนหลักที่เป็นที่จำหน่ายเกี่ยวกับผลิตภัณฑ์เกี่ยวกับรถยนต์อะไรเงี้ยเราก็นั่งไปดูว่าถนนเส้นนี้ ลักษณะการเข้าออกเป็นยังไง
Products that the company chose to sell in Myanmar market are sealed maintenance-free or SMF battery under the brand AC Delco and die-hard storage battery. Tomorrow, we will take a look at the process of exporting car batteries into Myanmar to target its customers, the challenges the company faced. Aravi Tangmisang reporting for Myanmar Focus Daily.
After the break, we find out that Malaysia is Africa's top Asian investor.